Welcome back to Offside Talk Podcast. We've got a jam-packed episode today because the transfer market is absolutely on fire. From Arsenal chasing strikers to Bayern plotting bold moves, there's so much to unpack.
Absolutely. Let's start with Arsenal. They're in hot pursuit of not one, but two strikers, Wirtz and Gyökeres and Benjamin Šeško. Gyökeres has been electric at Sporting, and Šeško is that rare mix of power and finesse at Leipzig. Arsenal fans are buzzing because this could finally fix their long-term number 9 issue.
Exactly. Arsenal have lacked that killer striker since peak Aubameyang. Šeško brings that raw physicality, great hold-up play, and an eye for goal. Gyökeres is more dynamic. He loves drifting wide and creating chaos. Imagine Arteta having both options. It would make Arsenal's attack so unpredictable.
And the betting odds are going crazy. Šeško is the heavy favorite, but Gyökeres is right there behind him. Arsenal clearly don't want to miss out again like they did with Vlahovic. This time, they're moving early and aggressively.
Meanwhile, Manchester United fans are going wild for Diego León. He's only 18, but he's arriving from Paraguay with such maturity. Social media exploded with videos of fans welcoming him at the airport. You don't see that kind of passion for a young left back very often.
Right? And let's be honest, United have had issues finding reliable fullbacks for years. If Leon can develop quickly, he might just lock down that position for a decade. Plus, there's something so romantic about a young South American talent coming in and winning hearts immediately.
Over at Liverpool, the shock move for Florian Wirtz is the big headline, £116 million. That's a statement signing. Klopp clearly wants to rebuild his midfield and attack around a young, creative force.
Wirtz is generational. He sees passes no one else does and brings that fearless energy. Liverpool are basically saying, we're not fading, we're reloading. And don't forget, they also brought in Cunha for £62.5 million. That's serious backing.
Plus, City aren't standing still either. They secured Tijjani Reijnders for £46.3 million. Guardiola clearly wants more midfield depth and technical quality. With Reijnders' ball progression and intelligence, City's midfield just became even scarier.
It's insane. The Premier League is turning into an arms race for young, versatile talent. Clubs aren't waiting for players to become superstars elsewhere. They're grabbing them early and betting big.
Speaking of big bets, Tottenham's situation with Romero is heating up. There's a verbal agreement with Atletico Madrid for around €60 million. That would be a huge loss for Spurs' defense.
Romero has been Spurs' warrior at the back. Losing him would create a massive gap. But if he's pushing for a move, it might be better to cash in and rebuild. Atletico get a leader, and Spurs get funds to reshape their back line.
And Bayern Munich, as always, are in the middle of big plans. They're rumored to be lining up Nick Votemata from Stuttgart. The fee could reach 50 to 100 million euros, depending on add-ons. Bayern want more local talent to balance their international stars.
Votemata is an interesting profile. He's tall, technically strong, and has that target man quality. Bayern might see him as the next great German striker to lead them for years.
There's also chatter that Bayern are revisiting interest in Marcus Rashford. Even though he's not a top priority, the idea of him playing in Germany is fascinating. He'd add pace, directness, and a different attacking angle.
United reportedly want around 45 million euros. That's not cheap, but Bayern could see him as a perfect fit, especially with their focus on versatility in the front line.
Meanwhile, Fulham are working on a surprise move for Tolu Erokodare from Genk. He scored 23 goals last season and is valued at about £15 million. This could be a game changer for them.
Erokodare could bring that much-needed firepower. He's strong, good in the air, and has a real striker's instinct. For a club like Fulham, this is a bold, smart move that could push them toward a top-half finish.
It's amazing to see how even mid-table clubs are becoming more aggressive in the market. The whole landscape is shifting. Top talents are no longer reserved just for the traditional Big Six.
Absolutely. We're seeing a Premier League where every club is fighting for talent globally, and fans love it. You get new heroes, unexpected storylines, and more excitement every week.
And let's not forget how social media has amplified all of this. Transfers aren't just business deals anymore. They're global events. Fans track flights, welcome players at airports, and create instant legends before they even play a minute.
Exactly. And think about it. Fans today are so invested that they know stats, watch highlights, and even analyze training clips before a player officially joins. The hype around Diego Leon proves that even a young left back can become a superstar before he kicks a ball in England.
That's what makes modern football so unique. In the past, only forwards and flashy midfielders got this level of attention. Now, fans appreciate every position. Defensive midfielders, fullbacks, even keepers get the spotlight. Leon arriving at United feels like a moment, a new chapter.
Absolutely. And speaking of new chapters, Arsenal going all in for Šeško and Gyökeres shows Arteta is determined to fix the last missing piece of his project. They already have a strong foundation, but that killer striker could turn them into title favorites.
Imagine a front line of Saka, Martinelli, and Šeško or Gyökeres. That's terrifying for any defense. They'd have speed, creativity, and a clinical finisher. Arteta has clearly learned from past windows and wants to avoid another almost season.
Meanwhile, Liverpool fans are dreaming big with Wirtz and Cunha coming in. Wirtz offers that central creativity they've missed since Coutinho left, and Cunha brings that Brazilian energy, combining flair with hard work.
Klopp loves flexible, versatile attackers. With these two, he can mix systems: 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, even a diamond midfield. It gives Liverpool an edge and keeps opponents guessing.
And City, as always, are staying one step ahead. Reijnders gives them another option to rotate Rodri or push Foden further forward. Pep is always thinking 5 moves ahead, and this signing proves it.
What about Tottenham? Losing Romero would be a massive blow. He's the heart of their defense, their warrior. If he really goes to Atletico, Spurs need an urgent replacement.
True. Maybe they'll go for a young emerging defender to start a new cycle. Or they could reinvest in 2 or 3 solid defenders to rebuild their entire back line.
And Bayern's double move for Woltemade and potentially Rashford is so Bayern. They love blending proven stars with local or slightly under-the-radar talent. It's their recipe for long-term success.
If they pull it off, their attack would become even scarier. Imagine Rashford and Woltemade alongside Musiala and Sané. That's a nightmare for Bundesliga defenses.
Then there's Fulham. Signing Arokadara might seem small, but it's smart. He's hungry, physical, and has that raw finishing instinct. Perfect for a club looking to push past just surviving.
Exactly. And for £15 million, it's a bargain in today's market. If he bangs in 10 to 15 goals, he's instantly a hero. Plus, it attracts more fans and gives Fulham a new identity as a club willing to take calculated risks.
This transfer window feels like it's setting up a new era. We're seeing clubs across all levels take bold swings. The gap between big and mid-table is closing because everyone is thinking globally and acting fast.
Spot on. Fans are in for a treat this season. The drama won't stop at kickoff. It started right here in the transfer window, and we'll be here every week to break it all down for you.
Another interesting angle is the emotional side of these transfers. Fans develop instant connections with new signings even before they set foot on the pitch. Social media makes these players feel like family before they've even worn the kit.
So true. Look at Diego Leon again. Videos of him arriving, greeting fans, signing shirts. It's like a movie premiere. It builds anticipation and loyalty in ways we didn't see a decade ago.
And it puts even more pressure on these young players. Imagine being 18, moving continents, and having thousands of people expecting you to be the next big star from day one. That's an insane level of expectation.
Definitely. That's why mental strength is as crucial as technical skills today. Clubs are investing more in psychology and support systems to help these players handle the spotlight.
Speaking of support, Arsenal are really building an environment that seems perfect for Šeško or Gyökeres to succeed. Arteta's culture focuses on growth, unity, and clear roles. That makes a huge difference for young attackers.
Liverpool are doing something similar with Wirtz and Cunha. Klopp's charisma and his ability to make players feel important, that's a massive pull factor. Young stars don't just want playing time, they want to feel valued and guided.
City's approach is more like a masterclass in patience. Reijnders might not start every game immediately, but he'll learn in the most demanding environment under Pep. That's a different kind of development plan.
Spurs, though, could be entering a risky phase. Losing Romero means they need to rebuild fast, but they also can't panic buy. They need to find the right balance between immediate fixes and long-term strategy.
Bayern's possible moves for Rashford and Woltemade show they're thinking ahead. They're mixing homegrown talent with proven stars. It strengthens their brand and keeps them competitive across all fronts.
And let's not sleep on Fulham. The Gyökeres deal is the type of under-the-radar move that can transform a club's season. If it clicks, it changes everything: fan morale, media narratives, and future transfer budgets.
You're right. Clubs now realize that signing one strategic player can do more than buying 3 average ones. It can ignite a whole club's identity and get fans dreaming again.
And that's the magic of football transfers. They're not just transactions. They're stories, emotions, and dreams packed into a single signature.
Couldn't agree more. In the final part, we'll discuss what these moves mean for the Premier League as a whole and how they could reshape the title race and mid-table battles. Let's zoom out and look at how all these moves could impact the Premier League landscape this season.
Right. Arsenal adding Šeško or Gyökeres could finally give them that last puzzle piece to win the league. They've come close, but a lethal striker might push them over the edge.
Liverpool reloading with Wirtz and Cunha could make them title contenders again. Klopp's side looked like they needed fresh legs and creativity. Now they have it.
City are already favorites, but adding Reijnders makes them even deeper. It's not just about having stars, it's about having options. Pep loves having different weapons for every scenario.
Spurs losing Romero might push them into a defensive crisis. Depending on how they reinvest that money, they could either stabilize or slide further away from the top 4.
Chelsea might not have huge headline signings this window, but these other teams' moves mean they can't afford to stand still. The competition is fiercer than ever.
And we can't overlook Fulham. Signing Gyökeres signals they want more than survival. If he hits the ground running, they could disrupt mid-table and even push for Europe.
Bayern's transfer stories also influence the league indirectly. If they strengthen with Woltemade and possibly Rashford, it could limit Premier League clubs' options in future windows. It's all connected.
Exactly. We're seeing the Premier League become a true global theater. Clubs no longer just compete with each other, but with top clubs all over Europe for talent and narrative control.
This transfer window feels like a turning point. More than ever, fans want boldness and vision. Clubs that dare to dream big are the ones that will capture hearts and, potentially, silverware.
The season ahead promises fireworks, new faces, new dynamics, and new rivalries. Every week will feel like a movie premiere.
And we'll be here for all of it, breaking it down, celebrating the surprises, and analyzing the disappointments.
Thank you for joining us on this massive transfer special. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling us which transfer you're most excited about and which club you think will win the race this season.
We can't wait to read your thoughts. See you next time on Offside Talk Podcast.
Bye, everyone.